is I do not want lives being destroyed because people have been arrested for possessing marijuana. And that's why we've introduced legislation to take marijuana out of the Controlled Substance Act. Which is a huge issue in this country. We should be hiring teachers, not firing teachers. We should understand that today when moms and dads go off to work, they worry about the quality and affordability of the child care and pre-K programs their kids are in. We need hundreds of thousands of qualified, well-paid people to be working with our little kids. And when we talk about creating jobs, please understand that in many states in this country, our infrastructure, our roads, bridges, water systems, wastewater plants, rail, airports are in disrepair. We can put up to 13 million people back to work at decent paying jobs, rebuilding our crumbling infrastructure. And when we ask ourselves, how does it happen that in America our people are working the longest hours of any people in an industrialized country? You all know that? The Japanese are very, very hard workers who now work longer hours than do the people in Japan. I want you to think about this. 100 years ago, workers in America marched to the streets and they held up placards. What do those placards say? You gotta know? What? Yeah, but I said something else. What they say is 100 years ago, 1915 or so, workers were saying, we're not decent burden. We don't want to work all of the time. We want leisure, we want some kind of event, we want education. We want a 40-hour work week. Brothers and sisters, that was 100 years ago. We still have not achieved a 40-hour work week. Majority of workers today work 50, 60 hours a week. That's got to change. The reason that people are working such an extraordinary amount of time, people working 2 or 3 jobs, is that wages in America are just too damn low. The federal minimum wage of $7.25 an hour is in fact a starvation wage. And it's got to be raised in one hill to $15 an hour. And you know, Donald Trump, he thinks that having a low minimum wage is good for America. Well, it is easy for a billionaire to be talking about a low minimum wage being good. It ain't so good if you are the person making $8 an hour. When we talk about raising the minimum wage to a living wage, I hope every man in this room will stand with the women to make sure we get pay equity for the miles per hour. That's just old-fashioned sexism with an impact. When we talk about politics, here in Iowa, you see a whole lot of candidates cropping through the state. And you hear very often from Republican candidates who talk about family values, how much they love families. You know and I know what they really mean. And what they are saying is that women in Iowa and in America should not be able to control their own bodies. I disagree. Planned Parenthood, I disagree. And what they also mean by family values is that our gay brothers and sisters should not have the right to get married. I disagree. But when I talk about family values, what I talk about is ending the international disgrace of the United States of America being the only major country on earth not to guarantee paid family and medical leave. A woman has a baby, she must have the right, along with the father, to stay home, to get to know that baby, love that baby, nurture that baby. She should not be forced back to work after a week or two because the family lacks the income. That's wrong. Strongly supporting legislation in the Senate, same legislation in the House, which will provide 12 weeks of paid family and medical leave. Let me briefly tell you about the elephant in the room when we talk about our economy. And that is, we must, as a people, have the courage to address the greed, recklessness, and illegal behavior on Wall Street. We bailed out Wall Street because they were too big to fail, but 3 out of the 4 largest banks are bigger today than they were before we bailed them out. In my view, simply stated, if a bank is too big to fail, it is too big to exist, we got to break them up. I often ask, people say, well, Bernie, what is the really biggest issue out there? I mean, a lot of issues, what's the biggest? And I really cannot say that because they're also important, but I will tell you this. There is one issue which impacts every other issue, and that is as a result of the disastrous 5-4 Supreme Court decision on Citizens United. Our campaign finance system is now totally corrupt, and democracy is being undermined. What it means is one person, one vote. You are as important in the political process as somebody who has all kinds of money. That's called democracy. And yet what has happened in recent years is the system has been totally corrupted. You have families like the Koch brothers and a few of their friends spending $900 million in this campaign cycle to elect people who will represent the interests of the rich and the powerful. That's wrong. Together, we have got to overturn Citizens United. Here is my second promise to you, and that is no nominee of mine to the U.S. Supreme Court will get that position unless he or she is loud and clear in saying that one of their first orders of business will be to overturn Citizens United. But we have got to go even further. Every person in this room, every American, should be deeply ashamed that in the last election, a year ago, the midterm election, 63% of the American people did not vote. 80% of young people did not vote. Vast majority of working people did not vote. Billionaires spend unlimited sums of money. Working people don't vote. That is not my idea of democracy. Public funding of elections so that people can run for office without being dependent on wealthy people. And together, we are going to end the disgrace, the cowardly disgrace of Republican governors and legislatures all over this country working overtime trying to suppress the vote. So I've been involved in a number of elections in Vermont. Sometimes I've lost, sometimes I've won. But it has never occurred to me, not for 1 second, to figure out how I can deny people who might vote against me the right to participate in the election. Never once. So I say to those Republican governors and members of the legislature, if you don't have the guts to participate in a free and fair election, get another job and get out of Congress. Legal approach. The end result will be that anybody in the United States of America, 18 years of age or older, is registered to vote. End of discussion.